With the torsion shaft secured, your first procedure is to spool the cable onto the drive drum. Take the drive drum in one hand and cable in the other, and securely set the cable stop into the drum slot. Next, begin spooling the cable onto the drive drum, making sure the cable is pulled tightly into the drum grooves. Allow the cable to flow freely from your hand to ensure that the cable does not twist during the spooling process. Continue to spool the cable through the final drum groove to the timing mark found on the outside edge of the drive drum. Temporarily secure the spooled cable to the drive drum with masking tape. This ensures that the cable will not uncoil as you continue through the installation process. To prepare the Nitrolift for installation, remove the transmission support bracket from the unit. It was pre-assembled this way for shipment. Next, assemble the jam bracket to the transmission support bracket with a 1/4 20 by 1 inch bolt, a flat washer, and a 1/4 20 flange nut. Position the jam bracket accordingly as shown here. Reassemble the unit with the support bracket in its proper location. You are now ready to place the Nitrolift into position. Most installations will be on the right-hand side of the garage door. Place the transmission plate end of the Nitrolift on the end of the torsion shaft on the installation side of the door. Slide the transmission plate over the shaft, making sure the bearing surface of the transmission plate is pressed firmly against the end bearing plate of the door assembly. In retrofit applications, it may be necessary to file the end of the torsion shaft to allow the transmission plate bearing to pass over the end of the shaft. With the Nitrolift resting on the transmission support bracket, position the pre-spooled drive drum on the torsion shaft, pressing the drive drum securely against the transmission plate bearing. Make sure the drive drum seats on the inner race of the bearing and that the drum does not wobble. Finger tighten the set screws to hold the drive drum in position. At this point, make sure that the drive drum timing mark is located in the 12 o'clock position, as shown here. Once the drum is properly positioned, firmly tighten both drive drum set screws to the torsion shaft using a 3/8 inch wrench to set the screws. Note, when resistance is encountered while tightening a set screw, the screw has made contact with the torsion shaft. Set screws should be turned an additional 3/4 turn to 1 full turn once the screw has met resistance against the torsion shaft. Over-tightening may damage the torsion shaft. Now, with the Nitrolift properly positioned and secured to the torsion shaft, use the level to gauge where the Nitrolift will set in the horizontal position as compared to the garage door track. The goal is to install the Nitrolift at level. You will be making a visual note of the necessary positioning of the unit. With this optimal positioning in mind, take measurements and cut steel angle for the Nitrolift back hangs. Install the back hangs to the Nitrolift, making sure the Nitrolift end bracket is level and parallel to the header jamb. To avoid splitting the wood in the next steps, drill a 3/16 inch pilot hole where the 1/4 inch by 1 inch lag screw will be used. Using the lag or self-drill screw, secure the jam bracket to the jamb. Make sure the bracket is seated securely against the wall jamb and do a final review to make sure the entire unit is firmly installed. Now that the Nitrolift has been properly anchored to the wall and ceiling trusses, you are now ready to compress the gas actuators.